Children, see famous places of Vadodara. But before starting places, I will tell you about the history of Vadodara. Vadodara. The name of Vadodara is converted to Vadodara few years back. Vadodara, formerly known as Vadodara, is the third largest city in the Indian state of Gujarat. First largest city is Ahmedabad, second is Surat, and third one is Vadodara. It is the largest city in the area-wise of Gujarat. It is the administrative headquarter of Baroda district and is located on the bank of Viswamitra River. Children, Viswamitra River is the heart of Baroda city. We get water, electricity, and farmers get water for planting trees, for shading their tree, farming. They got water from the Vishwamitra river, and many projects, government projects are done in that canal and river. So it is the heart of Vadodara city. It is 141 kilometers from the state capital Gandhinagar. The railway line and NH8 that connected Delhi and Mumbai passed through Vadodara. The city got its name because of the copious amount of banyan trees found in the city. So, why the name Vadodara? It is given by the people. The reason behind the name is there is many huge amount of bud brich. Bud brich means banyan trees. So, in Vadodara, we can see many huge amount, many in numbers, lots of number of banyan trees, what to which. Because of this word, the name Vadodara, the place Vadodara, Vado ka ghar, Vadodara is come. Vad brich, because of Vad brich banyan tree. The city is also known as Sanskari Nagari, the cultural city, and the Kala Nagari, the city of art of India. So it is also known as Sanskari Nagari, the cultural city. Sanskari Nagari means place where the culture is developed and nurtured. You can see in Barodara, if you see the Garba of Baroda, it is very traditional. The way of Garba is very traditional, different from other cities of Gujarat. Here, you should play Garba in the beat of traditional music, not movie or filmy music. Never play in Garba ground. So we adopt and nurture the tradition of our Gujaratis and all the cultural festivals we follow. So the people of Vadodara believe in traditions, and there is many universities are there, not one. There is many university like medical university, like educational institute, MS University. The museums are there to keep the cultures intact. So it is the cultural city also. Children, you can see this. You can see this picture. You can see this picture. Someone is want to speak. 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
But dear, recording is there. If you want to speak, you can write. Right? Okay. Children, see. This is the oldest, wisest bud bridge. You know, I tell you that many old, very old banyan trees are there in Vadodara. It is one of them. You can identify. Can you identify where the banyan tree is situated? Anyone saw? Anyone know about this banyan tree? You see, this is the most oldest banyan tree, one of the most oldest banyan tree of world. Not only India. It is situated in Vadodara and it is very famous for its. It is very near to Alkapuri also, our area. I will tell you. If you identify anyone, thumbs up, raise your hand, those who know. Okay. Veer Solanki, you know?
No, ma'am. वो गलती से रेज अप हो गया था.
Okay. Sparsh Singh, you know where is this? Sonal, why you raise your hand then? Okay. standing in the compound of the GSFC Gujarat State Fertilizer and Chemical Limited is the 385 years old banyan tree. See children, if you go to GSFC Gujarat State Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited, you can find 385 years old banyan tree. Think about that. This is 385 years old banyan tree, known as Great Old Banyan Tree. It can be called the wisest tree of Vadodara. So it is very near from you. You can go Atladra side. There is this tree is there in the compound of GSFC, Gujarat State Fertilizer Chemicals. चेंज किया होगा, मुझे नहीं पता फिर चेंज. ये तो डायरेक्ट होना चाहिए. हो रहा है ना कनेक्टिंग. आई थिंक चेंज्ड पासवर्ड. दिवाली में चेंज किया होगा. वाईफाई एम2 recording is going there. It can be called the wisest tree of Baroda. The tree has witnessed most of Baroda's major events like visit of Portuguese ambassador in 1638. See children, Baroda is very old city and this tree is witnessed many important historical events. See, some events are which taken part in Vadodara. Portuguese ambassador came in Vadodara in 1638. Portuguese are come to, why Portuguese come in Gujarat? Because Gujarat is very rich state. Many minerals is found in Gujarat. Children, my voice is cracking?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Some people have problem.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Now listen. Sanjay Payal Shah, mute yourself. Okay. See children.
No, ma'am.
So Portuguese are come to Vadodara and Gujarat for the same purpose. Britishers come for trading. They come to the city of Gujarat and especially Baroda for see the rich valuable things they found in Vadodara. Because of that, Baroda being made the capital of Gaikwads in 1752. Yes, children. Gaikwads are the main pioneer king who built Baroda city. Devang Singh Rathore. Okay, so children, Gaikwads are the main pioneer of the capital city of Vadodara. When I will tell you about Gaikwad family, the kings of Gaikwad who made the city royal. Why Baroda is so famous? The reason behind the Maratha king Gaikwad family who established their capital in the Vadodara city. They established their capital as a Vadodara. So because of that reason, this place is so famous, our Vadodara. So I will tell you about the history later in the slides. Arrival of Britishers in Vadodara in 802. So after Gaikwads, who came? Britishers. Same reason, to loot the valuable treasures of our country. Sayajirao III becoming the ruler in 1881. Sayajirao, Maharaja Sayajirao III, who is the pioneer to make Lakshmi Villa Palace, MS University. These all made by Sayajirao III. Maharaja Sayajirao III. Swami Vivekananda visit Vadodara in 1892. Arrival of Sri Aurobindo Ghosh in Vadodara in 1893. Sri Aurobindo Ghosh was the teacher, the scholar, the philosopher, and the guide of Sayajirao III. King Sayajirao take him as his teacher, mentor. He gives suggestions to King Sayajirao III, and there is a place, Sri Aurobindo Ashram is there. You can visit there. He came 1893 in the Vadodara. And also merger of Baroda state in Indian Union in 1947, establishment of GSFC in 1962. So this is the facts, few facts now. As of the 2011 census means जनगणना, लास्ट जो 2011 में जनगणना हुई थी उसके बाद अब तक नहीं हो, हर 5 साल में होता है. Barodara had a population of 16,70,806. That time, 2011, the population of Baroda was 16,70,806. And the metropolitan area had a population of 20,65,771. So children, now you imagine. Now I think the population of Vadodara is approx 30 lakh. Gujarati, Urdu, Marathi and Hindi. So you can understand in Baroda is a very populated city. Many people live here. Languages, Gujarati, Urdu, Marathi and Hindi are the widely spoken language in Baroda. So many type of different custom and religion people live in the Barodara. Barodara has the oldest cricket ground in Asia, the Moti Bagh Stadium. So Moti Bagh Stadium is one of the unique place of Baroda, which is very famous, and it is the, it is the oldest ground of Asia. Baroda is the so many cricketer because Gaikwads believe in sports and games, because of जो गायकवाड़ जो थे जिन्होंने स्टैब्लिश किया बड़ौदा, वो बिलीव करते थे कि क्रिकेट को बहुत लाइक करते थे, स्पोर्ट्स को भी. तो उनके प्रमोशन की वजह से यू कैन सी मेनी गुड क्रिकेटर्स आर coming from Baroda and they played for Indian cricket team. What is the Jigo Modi? Sit quietly properly. Jigo Modi. You sit properly. Don't put your finger. Okay. See, Baroda is the birthplace of cricketers like Ushup Pathan, Irfan Pathan, Nayan Mongia, Deepak Honda, Hardik Pandya, Krunal Pandya, Ambati, Raidu, and Kiran More. So you see, children, if you like cricket, so you are in right place. You are living in right city. Those who like to play cricket and those who want to be a cricketer, you are living in great city, because it is the signature of all the great cricketer like Ushup Pathan, Irfan Pathan, and they played in that Moti Bagh Stadium and they go for playing for India. So if you want to play, you can carry on, you can go through the path of these great cricketers. Now, climate. Yes. What is the climate of the region? What is the climate of the city? Despite the roughly 800 mm of precipitation that the city receives annually, precipitation means humidity and rain, Baroda features a semi-arid climate under Köppen's climate classification. Children, Köppen's climate classification is one of the famous and specified classification for weather. याद रखना, Köppen's climate classification. I know this portion of my slide is little difficult for you, but you listen. If you listen, you will understand, and if you understand little things which is higher than you, you will be capable to understand when you get in 6th standard, when you get you in SS. This portion you will get in SS next year, next to next year also. So that time it is little bit here. So that's why I given this slide. So it is, you can say the areas high potential evaporation period. So evaporation period is the humidity, which is, that means semi-arid. Arid climate means not very cold and not very hot. It is very semi humid city. There are 3 main seasons: summer, monsoon, and winter. Aside from the monsoon season, the climate is dry. Always you feel dryness. In winter, you can feel dryness from the November month. Our skin feel dry. And in the summer season also you will feel dry. So it is drier. Baroda is a drier place. The winter is hot during March to July, when the average maximum temperature is 40 degrees centigrade, means it is high. Yeah. And the average minimum is 23 degrees centigrade from the November to February. The average maximum temperature is 30 degrees centigrade and the average minimum is 15 degrees centigrade. So climate is very fine in Baroda, and the climate is extremely dry. In the winter season, it is dry. Cold northerly winds are responsible for the mild chilly days in January. So cold waves, cold winds come from नॉर्थर्ली साइड, नॉर्थ के साइड से कोल्ड विंड जो होता है वो आर्कटिक रीजन से बड़ौदा के साइड में आता है. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रीजन इन जनवरी मंथ वी फील लिटिल कोल्ड. द साउथ वेस्ट मानसून ब्रिंग अ ह्यूमिड क्लाइमेट फ्रॉम मिड जून टू मिड सितंबर. और साउथ वेस्ट के साइड से जो पवन आती है उसके वजह से ह्यूमिडिटी होती है. द एवरेज रेनफॉल इज 93 सेंटीमीटर, बट इनफ्रीक्वेंट हेवी torrential rains causes the river to float. So sometimes it is heavy rain because of the waves coming from the southern side. Like 2005 Gujarat flood. 2005 there is a flood in Gujarat which is very huge because of this rain falling nature, and 2008 Indian floods which were catastrophic. The highest recording temperature was 46.7 degrees centigrade. सबसे ज्यादा हाई डिग्री जो महसूस की गई अब तक रिकॉर्ड है वो है 46.7 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड on 11th May 1960, crossed with 48 degree centigrade on 19 May 2016. So highest is 2016, but I think now it is more humid because now world is going very hot, you know, because we use unnecessary electricity, unnecessary wastage of things. So now whole climate is go humid, very hot. Okay, children, see, you know that the CM of Gujarat state is Sri Vijayabhai Rupani. This lady, I want to show you this picture. She is Miss Salini Agarwal. She is IAS collector of Baroda city. She is responsible for the major decisions of law. You can see in the corona time, you can see her everyday news. She always come in news. If you see the Gujarati news channels, local news channels, this lady, she is Salini Agarwal. She is the collector of Baroda presently, and she is responsible. Yeah, Vaishvi, I know, you know. So she is the one of the person who is, you should know her, you should see her, or you should know her name also, Miss Salini Agarwal. Okay, now children, history, which is the most important part of my today's slide. History of Baroda. I will go small description, and then in next class I think I am thinking to tell you about Gaikwar family from first Gaikwar king to last. That I will tell you in next session. Okay, so today small description of the history of Baroda. Baroda is situated on the bank of river Vishwamitri. Why Vishwamitra? The name of this river was derived from the name of great sant Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was a sant. He was a sadhu who lived near this river. So with his name, the river's name given as Vishwamitri. During 19th century, it is very old. Today is 21st century. I am talking about 19th century. Present Akota was known as Ankotaka. Akota is the oldest place of Baroda. Baroda is established from Akota, and that time the name of Akota is Ankotaka. Means which was a little town. Means is small town, and was famous for Jainism, located on the bank of river Vishwamitri. And the people in Akota lives that they are Jain. Jain people are live in Akota. Then in 5th and 6th century AD, some of bronze images are still found in Baroda Museum. So you can see in not only 19th century, before that 5th and 6th century, there is people live in Baroda. There is a bronze images found in that era. Bharti Maravia. Okay. So there is a sign of people living in there is a sign of people is living in Baroda in 5th and 6th century through the bronze images which is kept in Baroda Museum. If you see, you go and you see. Architecture finding also date Baroda back to this time. The early trade settler made an entry in 812 AD. First traders come in Baroda is in 812 AD. It is very old. The imperial Baroda provinces was mainly ruled by Hindu kings till the year 1297. 1297 तक हिंदू किंग्स जो थे वही यहाँ पर राज करते थे बड़ौदा में. बट आफ्टर 2097 the other visitors come to trade, for trade, business करने के लिए, व्यापार करने के लिए वो बड़ौदा में आए. Chalukya dynasty took over the Gupta empire by fierce battle after intense rivalry. So first time there was a war between Gupta empire. Till then Gupta empire was the king of Baroda and nearby states, nearby cities. But then Chalukya dynasty come into after 1297 DC, and they have a fight, have battle, and they took over they won the battle and they took over the empire of Baroda and nearby city, and they rule Chalukya dynasty. याद रखना Chalukya dynasty. After then it was taken over by Solanki Rajputs. Then after few years Solanki Rajputs won the battle from Chalukya dynasty and they took over the charge of Baroda. That time it happened. Those who won the war, they were the ruler of the place. Tihan Muslim rule was spread across the India and reins of power were then snatched by sultans of Delhi. And then in I think 14 DC, 1400, in the 14 or 1500, sultans and Muslims majority coming in the sultans of Delhi came to conquer. When they conquered Delhi, after that they conquer Baroda, Gujarat, this state, and they come to show their power here. The city was ruled over a long time by the sultans, and after that from 14 to I think that is 17, 14 to 17 DC. From 1400 to 1700 DC, sultans were ruled the Baroda city until they were easily overthrown by the Mughal emperors. Then Mughals came. When Mughals came, they threw out the sultans and they ruled the city. During this time, Maratha, then 1800 DC, 1800, Maratha Gaikwar made entry into the region and began their reputable region. And this is the turning point for the Baroda city when Maratha Gaikwads come to the city. They made Baroda, they conquered from Mughals the Baroda city and they made Baroda as their capital. They conquered the nearby Songarh. They first conquered Songarh, that Pavagadh, Songarh site, and they made Baroda their capital. The glorious history of Gaikwads begin when Maratha General Pillaji Rao Gaikwad conquered Songarh from the Mughals in year 1726. Children remember the date, 1726. Maratha General Pillaji Rao Gaikwad conquered Songarh, and he made Baroda their capital. The Mughal rule come to an end in year 1732 when Maratha General Pillaji Rao Gaikwad intensified the Maratha campaigns in South Gujarat and carved out the kingdom for his lineage, son and successor of Pillaji Rao Gaikwad. Then when Pillaji Rao Gaikwad given his successor, जो उनके उत्तराधिकारी थे, दामाजी राव, defeated the Mughal armies and conquered Baroda state in year 1734. Slowly, the Gaikwad successors intensified the degree of their hold over more area of Gujarat, which made them most powerful rulers in the region. So, Gaikwad was the most powerful region of kings of Gujarat. The Gaikwads ruled the kingdom until India independence in year 1947. Why they? Because after 1947, the kingdom, king pratha जिसको बोलते थे, king rules were stopped by the government. In year 1875, during the enigmatic rule of Maharaja Sayaji Rao III. So, in 1875, Maharaja Sayaji Rao III was the king of Baroda and other nearby cities. He was the main, he was very powerful, literate, and a royal person who made the city a epic center. It was considered as the golden period, as it was an era of great progresses and achievements in all fields. Maharaja Sayajirao III, who made MS University, who made Lakshmi Villa Palace, most major, he started making these places of Baroda, which you see, the great palaces, museum, these all made by the time of Maharaja Sayajirao III. Maharaja Sayajirao ruled over years 1875 to 1939 and contributed overwhelmingly to revive the reform Baroda with some best initiative like establishing compulsory primary education, library, MS University का जो library है, you know, if you know about MS University's library, I always go there. That is my, I got degree from that. So that library is number one biggest library of world. याद रखना, उस जो हमारा MS यूनिवर्सिटी का लाइब्रेरी है वो पूरे वर्ल्ड में फेमस है, उसका 3rd पोजीशन है पूरे वर्ल्ड में. मोस्ट ओल्डेस्ट manuscripts books are there. A university भी बनाया उन्होंने, MS यूनिवर्सिटी, model textile and tile factories, great museum. Our museum is one of the biggest museum of our region. इतना बड़ा पब्लिक म्यूजियम और गार्डन पूरे रीजन में, पूरे गुजरात, पंजाब, वो पूरे साइड में एक ही है. आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर, ही द महाराजा सयाजीराव गायकवाड़ थर्ड इज डू this type of thing, and it is a revolution for Gujarat as well as Baroda. So children, this is the small history about our city. Now we will go to places, which is our topic today. One by one I will show you pictures, and I know you know the name. I don't want name. If you know about the place, then raise your hand. Yeah, I know the name is Lakshmi Vilas Palace. Lakshmi Vilas Palace. Okay? नाम तो सबको पता है. If you know more about the palace, few line, please explain. Now your turn. Raise your hand so I will give you chance. Those who know little bit about Lakshmi's Vilas Palace. Anyone? Bharti Marvaya, sit down. Everyone sit down. Don't sleep. Sit and take study. Those who are leaving the meeting, I will give them cigarette now. When your turn to speak, you will leave the meeting. This is not done. Bharti Maravia, sit and sit. Why not sitting? Sit, beta. Don't. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Who is want to speak about? Sonal Mistry, speak about Lakshmi Vilas Palace. You know anything about Lakshmi Vilas Palace?
No, ma'am.
Then why you raise hand? Okay, children, listen carefully, okay? Lakshmi Villa Palace is constructed by Gaikwad family, Maharaja Sayajirao Gaikwad III, a prominent Maratha family who ruled Baroda state. And the Major Charles Mont was credited to be the main architect of the place. I told you, when Gaikwads are there, there is Britishers are also there. So one of the British Major, Charles Mont, was the architect of the palace. आर्किटेक्चर जो था चार्ल्स मॉन्ट ने किया था. जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन इज द आर्किटेक्चर स्टाइल इज इंडो Saranic revival architecture. Indo-Saranic means something Indian, and also Saranic means other influenced by other countries also. It is completed in 1890. This palace is completed in 1890, and it is the person who is started this palace is, again I said, Maharaja Sayajirao Gaikwad III. Please remember, and the architect was Robert Silmon. So children, this is the small brief about, okay. See children, Lakshmi Villa Palace was styled on the Indo-Saranic revival architecture built by Maharaja Sayajirao Gaikwad III in 1890 at the cost of $1,80,000. Means dollar, I think. Yes, it is huge money. 27 lakh that time. It is reputed to have been the largest private dwelling built till date and 4 times the size of Buckingham Palace. Where is Buckingham Palace, you know, children? It is in London. It is in London. Buckingham Palace is in London, where King and
Queen lives in.
yes, Queen and King of British Elizabeth lived there. So it is our Lakshmi Villa Palace is 4 times bigger than Buckingham Palace. Think about that. We should proud for Lakshmi Villa Palace, and it is one of the largest private dwelling built. Private dwelling means खुद से बनाया हुआ, गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से नहीं. ये सयाजीराव गायकवाड़ ने अपने पैसे खर्च करके अपने हिस्से बनाया था. तो इट इज वन, एक ही है ऐसा इतना बड़ा पैलेस जो गवर्नमेंट ने नहीं, खुद एक पर्सन ने अपने हिम्मत से और अपने करेज से बनाया. तो सो दैट इज द very important and unique thing about Lakshmi Villa Palace. At the time of construction, it boasted the most modern amenities such as elaborators, and the interior is reminiscent of a large European country house. So when it's constructed, that time जितने भी मॉडर्न एमिनिटीज थे उन सबका ध्यान रखा गया. एलिवेटर भी है, मींस लिफ्ट भी है. उस जमाने में उन्होंने their pattern they make lift also, and all the style is copied for European country houses. It remains the residence of the royal family who continue to be held in high esteem by the resident of Baroda. So still Gaikwad family live in this Lakshmi Villa Palace. In the top they live, and in the ground floor they made as a museum. People can see, can observe, take a ticket. You have to pay some amount as a ticket, and you can visit the Lakshmi Villa Palace in the ground floor, and in the top floor they lived. The palace compound is of over 500 acres and houses a number of buildings, particularly the LBP buckets and conventionals, Moti Bagh Palace and Maharaja Fateh Singh Museum building. So these all are connected with Lakshmi Villa Palace. The same way, same type, these all places are also made. In 1930, Maharaja Pratap Singh created a golf course for use of his European guests. In the 1990s, Pratap Singh's grandson, Samritjit Singh, a former Ranji Trophy cricket player, renovated the course and opened it to the public. So now the golf course is for public, and now that time when Samritjit Singh, who is also a Ranji Trophy cricket player, he opened the Lakshmi Villa Palace's lower portion, ground portion, to visit for the public place. Okay, children, see, you all know the name. Anything else you know about the place? This is our, yeah, many students sent. Thank you so much for sending these things in chat box. You can read here from here also. Students are sending. Okay, let's do one thing. Those who send. 1 second, beta. Ha, beta. Raise your hand if you want to speak. Nikita Patel.
Ma'am, Sursagar.
This is Sursagar. Yes, this is Sursagar. What do you know about Sursagar? Anything else you know? Children, be prompt. थोड़ा prompt हो जाओ, थोड़ा IQ लगाओ. You know anything about Sursagar? Anything? Please speak. या यहाँ पर जो रेज हैंड है ना, वो करो ना बेटा, तो मुझे आपका नाम दिख जाएगा. Some students don't speak. Some students are showing. छाया गाडवी, यहाँ रेज हैंड का ऑप्शन आ रहा है, उसको क्लिक करो. छाया गाडवी.
Ma'am, there is a long.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there is a long statue of Lord Shiva.
Yes, very good.
There
very
is a
good,
long
yeah.
statue of Lord Shiva.
Vaishvi, speak. Please raise your hand, not like on the in front of camera. Use click raise hand button. Children, you click
Am I-
raise hand button. Don't speak.
Ma'am.
Vaishvi, your turn.
I
Yes,
don't know.
ma'am. For go near to the statue, there a small bridge to go to the near to the statue, and I know that अभी है ना वो ये जो मूर्ति है ना पूरी गोल्ड से बन रही है अभी.
Okay, that's I don't know. Children, thank you so much, Vaishvi. Children, though, if you want to speak, click raise hand button. See
Ma'am.
you in the down. There is raise hand button.
मैम मैम रेजन
Yeah.
बटन फोन में कहाँ
है बेटा आपका अपडेटेड नहीं होगा. ओके नो प्रॉब्लम. काजल दोषी स्पीक. आई थिंक अपडेट नहीं हुआ होगा.
Sursagar
speak.
Lake is also known as Chand Talao.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah. Speak. Anyone else? Okay. Children, see.
Actually, ma'am,
Okay, children, see. Now I am speaking. Sursagar Lake, also known as the Chand Talao, is a lake situated in the middle of the city of Vadodara in the state of Gujarat in India. So, children, it is also called Chand Talao. Chand means moon. Why Chand Talao, moon lake? Because every night you can see the moon on the middle of the water reflection. So, that's why it's called Chand Talao also. The lake was rebuilt with stone masonry in 18th century. First time it made in 17 and then again it rebuilt and stones are used to make the masonry. The water in this lake remains in it for the whole year. Why you know? Because the जो stone का masonry बनाया गया उसके आसपास में it is connected through Vishwamitri river directly. So whole year there is a connectivity of water and the water never remain dried up. The lake is always in the same level and when level was high, the water is thrown to the direct Vishwamitri river. So it is not high. A concrete wall surrounded the lake on which the people used to sit. There is a concrete wall from whole corner of the lake so people can sit there. 120 feet means 37 meter tall statue of Lord Shiva built by Baroda Mahanagar Seva Sadan, BMSS, stand in the middle of the lake. There are many underwater gates in the lake which empty the lake if it overflows. Right now I told you underwater gates are there. They open the gates and when the overflow of water is there, they open that gates and the extra water pass by. The water from the lake empties in the Vishwamitri river. The lake was used for boating. The statue of Shiva is lit with lights of Mahashivratri. So it is the prominent place for our city. Now children, another picture you can see. Dharya speak.
yes. Ma'am, it's of EMA temple.
Yeah.
The EMA temple is a temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, built in 1966 and run by Indian Army authorities in the city of Vadodara. It is unique in its concept and design and its geodetic structure converted with aluminum sheets is well regarded by archaeologists. It was built by the Indian Army Corps (EME). This temple is a major attraction for both tourists and devotees and is one of its kind in the world.
Very good. Thank you so much, Dharya. Children,
Welcome.
Children, I want that you read and speak. If you don't know, you read. You got the answer and you read the answer. You can see in the slide also. So if you read, I will be very happy. I want to listen your English and I want to improve your English. So you can go through it, okay? Thank you so much, children. Now, if you not speak, you will not able to speak in future also. So please little try to speak. Take chance and speak. Whenever you get chance to speak something, see, if you wrong, no problem. Your friends are there and ma'am is there. So you have to be corrected. Try to speak whenever you have chance. That is my view. So EME temple के बारे में मैं आपको बता के फिर we will today we will discontinue the meeting. Already time is over, and only about EME temple I am telling, and I will continue this topic. I will continue different places of Baroda in next week also. So you will see, collect ideas, and we will discuss. I will like if I will speak, then it is boring, na? You should communication. Okay, the EME temple or Dakshinamurti temple is a temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, built in 1966 and run by Indian Army authorities in the city of Baroda. Children, there is one more part. Mital Soni, mute yourself. Yeah. Oh, children, Indian Army headquarter of architecture is in Baroda. I think you know. If you go from Alkapuri to that GIDC side, you can see Indian Army barricades and all the office. Why? You know, when any equipment, big tanks and other vehicles which used in war, which used for war purpose, that damaged in the war, these vehicles damaged, most probably, or many vehicles damaged. That time we need extra specialist engineers to fix it up. इसको ठीक करने के लिए engineers चाहिए. That training Indian Army people got from this Baroda का जो headquarters है. They got training of repairing these vehicles, and from the repairing process, they got aluminium sheets. You know, children, the things which used as a vehicle in war, लड़ाई के लिए जो vehicles use किए जाते हैं, वो mostly किससे बने होते हैं? That is made by aluminium. So वो aluminium sheets जो है वो बच जाते हैं, and this EME temple is made by that aluminium sheets and made by Indian Army only. So it is one of unique type of temple which made by aluminium, not any other thing. It is unique in its concept and design, and it is geodic structure, and it is famous for its structure also. It is geodic. You can see the structure is not like temple. It is very different. Covered with aluminium sheets, is well regarded by the archaeologists. It was built by the Indian Army Corps of EME. This temple is a major attraction for both tourists and devotees and is one of its kind in the world. So children, many major places which is really appreciable is there. Next week I will teach you. I think now you're feeling very sleepy. I don't know why you're feeling sleepy. Go and sleep, take a good nap, and then try to find out new things. Okay? Okay.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.